Well, a pleasant good evening to everybody. It's the season premiere of Arizona Wildcat Lacrosse on APN Sports, alongside Mickey Miles, the longtime Hall of Fame coach at Arizona, and Ron Rentrope. I'm Jeff Lowery. Today, Boston College, the 15th ranked team in the country, comes in and taking on the 2-2 Arizona Wildcats. And Coach, first off, it's a pleasure and an honor being with you here tonight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. The only thing is, I was brought in to do color, and one team's in black and the other team's in white. What kind of color is that? This is the first face-off here.
So our opening face-off for Arizona, the 5th game of the season. As we get settled in here at Sitton Field on the campus of the University of Arizona. And we're going to get a hold. It's going to go.
This face-offs can be really involved. And also, we should know that if there's if there's 3 penalties in one half on the face-off, it's a personal foul, technical foul. Sorry.
So we're just underway as Arizona wins the opening face-off. Peyton Boyd, number 47, one of the top scorers on this team this year. 30 seconds into the contest, and of course Jeff Howard had high praises from his coach Matt Blamey before the game. We'll try to air those interviews maybe at halftime. Peyton Boyd.
You know, Arizona is suffering from a plague of injuries, including one of their top scorers in Alex Moen, who broke his leg and is gone for the season. But one of the questions that we asked Coach Blamey was, you know, how is the team going to react? It was a shot. It's actually a save, although it was a little high. But Arizona's retaining the ball.
So a possession that's lasted over a minute. Emmett Gormankin got maybe a little Pipe City on that too as it went out of play, but it was backed up nicely by the Wildcats.
It's a shot.
Takes another shot, so they're putting pressure on this goalie.
Yeah, they are. They're not backing down as with worrying about the injuries right now. And there you go, yowza!
1-0 Arizona.
See if we can get the goal scorer there.
That comes at the 13:38 mark, and
hopefully the PA system. We're on the other side of the field from where the stats are and all that, and so hopefully we'll get the.
Well, it was Emmett Gormankin. So Gormankin scoring at the 13:38 mark here in quarter number 1, and it's 1-0 Arizona.
Yeah, it's good to have young eyes there, Jeff. If I could see who scored back there, I'd still be playing.
Well, we had some technical difficulties prior to the opening face-off, and I did a no-no and looked away for just a second. But nonetheless, Arizona off to a good start, leading it 1-0.
Yeah, it's quite the scrum for the loose ball, and it looks like it's going to be Boston College. The Eagles are going to get their first opportunity to play some. with Boston College.
Keep going.
So here we get face-off again. And we'll
Stay there.
Yeah, you can hear us, right? Give you a nice box shirt.
Yeah, but yep.
Well, everybody out there.
No audio. It's delayed, but it's showing.
Boston showing some confidence in moving the ball around. There's a shot and a save by Wyatt Hill.
Well, Wyatt had an outstanding career at Chaparral High School in Scottsdale, Arizona, and played in some big games for the Firebirds down through the years.
He's got a great story, though. He didn't play in his senior year. He was an ice hockey player. For whatever reason, shot was a little high. Whatever reason, he didn't play, and then he didn't play another year out of school.
It's the season premiere of Arizona. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we'd like to welcome you back here to Sitton Field. My name is Jeff Lowery. We apologize for the audio difficulties in that first half. Boston College leads it by a score of 7-3, and we will be back with more right after this.
Okay, hi there. This is Mickey Miles Felton, and I'm here in Tucson, Arizona at Dave Sitton Field, also known as LAX Coliseum. And I'm here with the U of A coach, Matt Blamey, and he's going to talk a little bit about what's going on with his deal. So, Matt, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks, Mick.
All right. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about, we know you have a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
So can you talk about maybe a game plan about how you're going to overcome that?
That's part of the game, getting injuries. And, we had a rough weekend last weekend. A few guys went down. But I guess one of the good things about having a large roster is, we've got depth. Mm-hmm. So this would be a good opportunity this week, tonight and this week for our younger guys to step up and get some meaningful reps.
Good. Yeah. You want to talk about your game plan at all? This isn't going to be on afterwards. It's going to get plugged into later.
No, that's fine. We, we're not looking to get a run and gun match here. We probably want to control the tempo of the ball, find a way to neutralize their All-American face-off guy. He's really good. We've watched a lot of film on him. So we got a few, tricks up our sleeve. Hopefully, a few of them are effective. And not necessarily take a lot of shots. Take the smart shots and keep the ball on our end.
That's the way you got to do it, right? Yeah. How about your depth chart? Your depth chart has kind of been a little changed since the beginning of the season because this plague of injuries that you're having. So how are some of the guys stepping up into their new roles?
We've had some pleasant surprises. We've had a guy by the name of Daniel Rodriguez. He was a goalie in the fall, our 2 or 3 goalie, and he's such an athlete. We didn't want him to not be on the field, so we converted him to D-midi. He actually played a little bit of midi back in the day. But he's been a real bright spot and had a stellar weekend against UNLV and UNR last weekend, and I think he's number 10. Watch out for him tonight. He'll be impressive.
Okay, we'll be looking for him. Sure. And who are besides number 10, who are the players maybe that are still starters that we want to be looking at?
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of production out of our attack. Colton Lloyd and Jeff Howard are doing a good job, and we had to move one of our starters up to midfield last weekend, and Quinn Kerrigan has stepped in, a sophomore, and has put in quite a bit of numbers. I think he had 5 goals and assists last weekend, and that was a nice surprise. It's nice to see that coming off the bench.
Yeah, that's a nice weekend for a guy that hasn't played before, hasn't started anyway. Yeah. And what do you think about Boston College?
They're a great team. We watched them play Georgia Tech, and then they played a close one to Chapman, and then last night we were fortunate to watch the APN broadcast, actually, of ASU, and they beat ASU as a solid squad. They do a lot of the things that we think they're going to do. They just do them really well, and we'll have to see if we can throw a wrench into things a little bit.
Right. Well, sometimes when we have teams that have been here for a while, they're playing and they're playing GCU on Monday.
All right, welcome back to Sitton Field. We're getting set for the second half of this contest, visiting Boston College with a 7-3 lead over the Cats. And face-off X has been dominated by the young man who just won another one. That's Griffin Carney. So Boston College will get it all the way back to their goalie, O'Keefe. and they will have the first possession of the second half. Coach, some of the keys maybe in that first half to Boston College's success.
Well, I think the possession that they maintained, and I think that they showed a lot of patience on once they had the ball. Arizona felt like they were trying to catch up the whole game, even though they did score the first goal. But they'll settle down. This is their first home game here in Tucson. It's a little exciting playing at home for the first time.
And again, talking about the Cats being short-handed.
Yeah, it's good defense.
Jack Facenda.
Again, we didn't expect it. We weren't sure if Jack Facenda was going to be playing, according to the coach, but he's out there.
Well, maybe an unforced turnover that time. Good job by McIntyre, P.J. McIntyre for the Boston College Eagles, who lead at 7-3. As we're a little over a minute into the second half, third quarter action, Boston 7, Arizona 3.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about a moment ago, that Arizona's just failure to move the ball, forward the ball. That's 30 seconds. Once you gain possession, you have 30 seconds to get the ball into the offensive quarter of the field.
And
Arizona
that's different.
didn't do that, and they turned it over.
And it's different in high school because you have 20 seconds.
Yeah, you don't waste any time in high school. So I was mentioning before that Arizona was a little anxious to get something going, and that's how they turned the ball over.
But you get the feeling, though, that Arizona's not out of this game. I mean, you know, they just need a little momentum to get back in it, and you just get the feeling that Boston College doesn't feel like they're dominating.
Right. Well, it's more good defense on Arizona's part, but it looks like, whoops, Boston got the ball again. It's a shot and a save.
Seven to 3 with 12:23 left to go here in the third quarter. Tarquini, young man out of Pembroke, Maryland. One-on-one dodge. Nice job by Peyton Boyd. And he tries to go downstairs, and Wyatt Hill has looked pretty impressive here.
That was an interference call. Boston College interfered with the goalie's stick, and thus a turnover.
So the turnover comes with 11:48 left to go, and I think this might be a big possession here for Arizona. They'd like to establish something here in the second half. From an offensive standpoint, Boston College's defense has been pretty stellar through 2+ quarters in this game as they lead it by 4. This is going to be a shot and a
goal! Yowza from Falbo.
Falbo scoring his first goal of the contest. And really, Coach, right on cue. 11:24 left to go here in the third.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll see if that's a momentum changer, but I see number 11 coming out. Griffin Carney, the face-off specialist, and Arizona's throwing a long stick at him. It's Harry Burnham. They call him Harry over here.
Do they call him Harry?
Yeah.
Well, Harry's the third face-off specialist that they've used here tonight.
Right.
You kind of expected that a bit because you know you're going up against the likes of Griffin Carney. He's got another, and boy, he is so smooth. A one-handed ground ball. He's won both to start, and he's still in possession. And with 16 seconds left to go in the first half, he took the face-off all the way to the promised land.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most exciting plays in lacrosse.
Oh, yeah. Always is. You know, the beauty of lacrosse, in my estimation, has always been moving the ball up and down the field, the transition of the game. That's where you can really see the athletes running up and down and their abilities and the quality of the athlete.
Shot taken high by Seamus Gehring out of Manhasset, New York.
Yeah. It's Seamus.
Merriman may have gotten a bit of the face guard of Kevin Sheridan that time. There was no flag, and he might have dodged a bullet there. Boy, nice move by Seamus.
Good dodging, bringing him right into the cage, and a goal. Yowza, Seamus. And the flag is down.
And that might have been the push in the back as he was shooting the ball.
It was definitely a technical foul because it was waved off by the goal. In lacrosse, personal fouls are usually a minute or more, and they are not called off because of a goal, but a technical foul, 30 seconds, is called off by the goal.
So that comes with 10 minutes and 15 seconds, third quarter action. And the lead is back to 4. This ties their largest lead of the contest. They've also led 7-3 and 6-2. There was one point where Boston College had scored 7 out of 8 to build up the 4-point lead.
It's another face-off for Carney.
3 for 3 in the second half, and he finished the first half very strong, including, as I said a moment ago, he scored off his own face-off win.
Right.
And that's a rarity in this game. You don't see it a whole lot. All right, let's see how the defense here fares. Nice job there by Harrison.
Harry
kept him, pushed him towards X, and then forced him outside.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you there. I think that maybe they ought to go back to, on the face-offs, to Mike Ong, who was having more success than Burnham.
I think Mike won 3 when he was in there. Big left-handed sidewinding shot corralled by Wyatt Hill, another save. I know they've given up 8 points in a little over 2 quarters, but I think Wyatt Hill has made some very impressive saves here today.
Yes, I think he has. And then on the other end of the field, we haven't really, or Arizona really hasn't challenged their goal too much. O'Keefe.
Well, their close defense has been very strong. The midfielders. It's been a great team effort here for Boston College with 8:40 left to go. And a save, O'Keefe. Loose ball out in front of the crease. They kick it out front, and another opportunity for the Cats in Crown Heart.
Crown Heart was the one that took the shot, so it was only right that he get the ball back.
Colton Lloyd wanted to dodge. We mentioned this young man had 12 points in those 2 games up in Nevada.
Yeah, that'll get your point level up.
But the offense needs to get it going here. They've scored 4 times, and a one-hop shot turned away by O'Keefe.
That was Cronhart again. At least they're shooting and hitting the cage with him. That's a good thing to be doing because obviously, as we all know, you can't score unless you hit the cage. That was good. Oh.
Nice takeaway. That was Merriman from behind.
There you go.
That takeaway was brought to you by Casino Wine Ranch.
That's Exton Bassett, who I didn't think was going to be playing long stick.
He was questionable, but Coach Blamey told me a couple of days ago that he kind of expected him to play, but maybe limited time.
Yeah, well, of course, we know his dad is here because he's been helping with the mechanics of the technology that we're struggling with for a while.
Here's a shot,
Crown
Heart
Heart again.
He went top shelf. I don't know if that would have found the back of the cage or not, but nonetheless, it's O'Keefe again.
Well, the other thing about that shot is the goalie has, O'Keefe has an unobstructed view to that shot. And when that shot's from, oh boy.
What a job
and
right there.
There you go with Spencer getting a yowza.
So Spencer Bromley, the 5'9" senior attackman, and he was wide open. The slide apparently was a little late getting over to Quinn, who will be credited with the assist. And now Boston College, with 6:45 left to play here in quarter number 3, enjoy their largest lead of the game of 5.
Yeah, they do seem at this point in time that they have a game a little bit under control. But there's still plenty of time in the game. There's a little under 7 minutes and another quarter.
That's it's a 4-quarter game. And remember, this Boston College team, though well conditioned, did play last night. A late ending game against Arizona State, in which they beat the 6th-ranked Sun Devils by 1.
Right. And I've noted that they've had some trouble in the 4th quarter, getting away from teams. Arizona ball, illegal screen, because Boston had control of the ball. It's just a turnover. No time serving.
Well, that's a break for the LAX Cats, no question about it.
As coaches, we like to say you earn your breaks. Right?
Yeah. Chandran, high pass. Somehow he completed the pass. I don't know how. Foul ball too high. You know, going back to that last play with the interference call, Coach.
Yes.
Let's see if they can come up with a scoring opportunity here. I thought maybe Lloyd was going to take that one all the way in. But you look at that play, and if that penalty, well, it wasn't a penalty, but if that whistle hadn't blown, that was a great scoring opportunity for Boston College, because they had more men down low.
Oh,
and a big side
Sorry
shot.
to interrupt you there.
Jaden Chandran is on the board.
Chandran has really stepped up. He didn't play in the fall, and he's replacing a couple of guys that Coach Blamey had to move around in order to get him playing. And that's one of the guys that we're talking about that has surprised everybody, but everybody but himself, perhaps.
He won a state championship a couple of years ago with Dan Lannon's Desert Vista Thunder. So the sophomore midfielder scoring to put the lead back down to 4. Griffin has won, or his team has won all face-offs, all 5 here in the second half. They're going to try to go for a quick score. Going back to Gerard Quinn, who's had a big game here today.
I would have liked to seen that player go all the way in and shoot.
And now in transition is Arizona with a chance to cut it to 3. Big possession here. Peyton Boyd, second on the team in points, 47 with it. Arizona trailing with 5:11 left to go. Boyd, a long possession, gives it up, pulling the trigger.
Crownhart.
And Crownhart again, who is third on the team in points, 9 points, 4 assists coming in.
If he gets hot, he's having good opportunities to shoot. And there's a shot.
It was a great look, Coach, by Colton Lloyd, getting it to the opposite side to the senior Ryan Falbo.
Ball's out of bounds.
And we got a
Boston
push.
College.
Boston College. 4:47 left to go here in the third. Boston College has done a really nice job here on Colton Lloyd. I think they've somewhat taken him out of the game here tonight after 2 outstanding games up in Nevada.
Yeah, I think what he needs to focus on if they're taking him out of the game is to one of a couple things. Either take his defenseman away from the play so that he can't double anybody, and also start thinking more about assists.
What about the save by
save
Wyatt
right
Hill?
Oh.
But, well, the loose ball was recovered out front, high crease, and Boston College is back on the board.
Sure, who scored
Well, we're waiting for him to turn around. That's
Scarring.
that's Hinks, and he's got a hat trick.
Was it Seamus Scarring? Number 2. Did he score it all?
I think it was Hinks that scored that one.
Hinks scored?
Yes.
Good.
So that makes it 10-5.
Like I said, if I could read those numbers on the jerseys,
yeah,
I'd still be playing.
Well, he was in heavy traffic right out in front of the crease. That was a pipe dream. With all pun intended.
Maybe it was a pipe nightmare as well.
Yes. The area sometimes referred directly out in front of the crease is known as the pipe. Or we could say he's well, out in front of the crease there, the pipe. Yeah.
Okay. It's a new term since I was coaching.
Actually, I think Dave Henning, the longtime coach at Chandler High School, I think he's the one that told me that. We were going over some of the phraseologies years ago. And so.
Well, I wouldn't dispute Dave. He's an old friend and an adversary at one time, years ago when I was coaching in high school.
You know, and it's so much fun when whether you're watching U of A or ASU or Grand Canyon, of course, I personally am doing a high school Arizona Lacrosse League game of the week, and so I've seen a lot of the players that are on these 3 Arizona teams, and there's just a lot of pride when you see these high school kids now playing at the collegiate level.
Absolutely.
Oh, that was a one-timer, and that was Hinks again trying to get his 4th goal of the night. That one's wide and scary. It was a little scary on that one, but he left it wide.
Seamus. From Manhasset, Long Island.
Down to 2:40, 3rd quarter action. Arizona needs a stop, and they got it.
Good ball movement and good shot. Just, we like to say, good take. Good shots go in. What do you think?
And that was Exton Bassett that disrupted that shot.
So
we'll see how.
Proved invaluable in the second half so far.
And he's that long stick midfielder. So he actually, he's the long stick midfielder there.
That should be Arizona ball.
And it is. That's a turnover. 2:17 left to go here in the 3rd period. I get a feeling Merriman's going to clear this one. And a nice clean pass up ahead to Emmett, who scored the game's first point. 2 minutes left to go here in quarter number 3. Arizona needs some offense. Oh, a menacing hit.
Flags are down all over the field.
Yep, that's going to definitely be an illegal body check going against Boston College.
Everybody saw that one. But,
five or 6 over there. That's Kim. He's a long stick midfielder. He didn't even argue. He just headed to the penalty box.
Yeah, I think the referees are trying to decide whether they want to make it a 1 minute or a 2 minute penalty. Illegal body check on the head. Probably 2 minutes. Yep, non-releasable.
Non-releasable. Sure. So 1 minute and 49 seconds left to play here. Arizona, a man-up situation, and this will go on for the rest of the quarter. Not a bad-looking shot there. Could have been a penalty that time. Arizona backed it up well and right out in front. What a job that time. Peyton Boyd to Jeff Howard, who scores his first. It's a big, big shot. They have scored 2 of the last 3 and now cut it to 10-6.
I think now the trick is for Arizona to do something on the face-off and not let Boston College come down and, Griffin Carney, come down and do some damage.
Arizona has lost each of the 5 face-offs here in the third quarter.
So the question it would be, why are they using the same face-off gun?
Yeah, you said Michael Long had some success out there, won 3.
Yeah.
And I know that sometimes isn't necessarily the face-off specialist's fault. Boy, he is so quick and he has great instincts.
Yeah.
And
that was a nice ground ball by the wing defenseman. Number 13 is Jack Gilbert.
Now, Coach, I want to ask you something. This is a little X's and O's. We got 1 minute left to play here in the third. And you see Griffin Carney, scoring opportunity, and Wyatt Hill overcommitted on the play. He came out too far, and it's Quinn again.
Yowza, another yowza for Quinn with 56 seconds to go. That's what we were trying to talk about before, if we could just control things for a bit.
So you got Carney coming back out. They've won all 6 face-offs here in the second half. Now he's a face-off, what they call a fogo.
Right.
I don't know if you like that kind of terminology,
the player might not like it, but it's a face-off, get-off, fogo.
So, but with his skills, I mean, I don't think I've seen anyone this year with his ability. He's like a Hoover vacuum cleaner out there. Why doesn't he stay out there and play more midfield? Is it just because he's the...
He wants to keep that energy for facing off. Mm-hmm. And he's been working on his face-offs for years. That's why he is so good. And maybe some of the other parts of his game haven't grown in the same way.
Akaya did a great...
It could be mostly that they want to keep the energy level, because it's pretty common in college today to have a face-off specialist.
So we got a timeout on the field with 29 seconds left to play here in the third. It's a 5-point lead for visiting Boston College. It's the season premiere of Arizona Wildcat Lacrosse on APN. Okay, 29 seconds, 29 and a half to be exact here. Arizona in possession. Boy, a perfect time for a Wildcat score right here. Cut that lead back to 4. 5 is the largest lead for Boston College. They've led 10-5 and 11-6 currently. Zach Rogers up top, 15. Now they'll work it over to Howard, who scored the last goal for the Arizona Wildcats.
It's going to end without a shot.
They're not going to get a shot off here.
Oh, there it is. The end of the third quarter with the score, Boston College 11, Arizona Wildcats 6. And while I have the microphone, you can't see him, but I want to introduce one of our more significant alumni through the years. As most people know, I've been with the program on and off for 40 years. And Jeff Cady is here visiting. His wife is at the hotel here in Tucson. She's getting ready to, in maybe 7 days, to give birth to their second child. First one is Adelaide. Adelaide too. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. But anyway, Jeff, say hello, buddy.
Hey, how's it going, man? Good to be back here.
Yeah, it's great to see you.
Good to see you too.
What do you tell us where you are right now?
Right now I'm living in Lima, Peru. My wife and I work at the U.S. Embassy down there for USAID, the U.S. Agency for International Development, and we're back to have our second kid here in Phoenix.
Yeah, so you're like an illegal alien that comes here to have your child?
Kinda, yeah, yeah.
Jeff, what years did you
Similar, yeah. I arrived in the fall of 1998 and graduated in spring 2001. So, yeah, quite a few years ago now.
Yeah. Well, again, I tell you, when I started in 1975, 98 doesn't sound like that far away. But, yeah, it's great to have you here, and I'm looking forward to seeing your wife, Gina, and the daughter, and hopefully I told Jeff that I've been watching on the Discovery Channel maternity show, so if he needs help, I learn how to wash my hands.
Good to know, Mick, and hopefully this fourth quarter we get a LAX Cat rally here back from 11-6.
There you go. What was your highlight in? For what year was your better year?
That's a good question.
Well, I'll let you think about it.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
I'll get the timeout. We'll talk about it. Well, we're back here. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. Both Jeffs.
Thanks, Jeff, for being with us. So we start the fourth quarter, and Boston College with really a commanding 5-point lead. They have not trailed since it was 1-0. Back when Gorman scored at the 13:38 mark. Great look there. Oh, there was a great look there in the crease. Colton Lloyd, who I think we agree definitely needs to get it going here if the Cats have a chance. There was another great opportunity.
That was a nice cut. That was Boyd, wasn't it?
Yeah, Peyton Boyd with a great cut, as you said, Coach.
I think I'm hearing the defense call out lightning. So they switch from big to small, small to big, actually.
So here in the fourth quarter, Arizona in possession.
It's Crownhart.
This is Shane Crownhart, the junior midfielder. Jeff Howard, number 3.
Oh, got talked into that penalty. They missed that one.
Let's see if they can score.
It's a slash.
Shot no good by Howard, but we're going to get a penalty that is going to probably go against John Kenny, senior defenseman.
Yeah, you know, again, as a coaching thing, when the flag goes down and we have possession of the ball, or when my team has possession of the ball, we like to just calm down a little bit. He took a shot that, yeah, if it went in, everybody'd be screaming and carrying on. But it wasn't really a good shot. And so it's no harm, no foul when the flag is down.
So a man-up situation. Arizona trails by 5. That was an unnecessary roughness call on John Kenny. Jeff Lowery here from the University of Arizona, who takes the shot. Bouncing it in is the senior Ryan Falbo, and he's found the promised land.
And Ryan Falbo gets a yowza from me.
That comes with 13:24 left to go here.
That was a good goal for, you know, they haven't been on man up too much today.
Yeah.
So when they had that opportunity to make a difference in the game, they did do just that.
So that'll release the penalty with 13:24 to go here in the fourth. The lead is cut to 4. Along with the Hall of Famer Mickey Miles, Ron Rentrope, our producer, Jeff Lowery here from Sitton Field on the campus of the University of Arizona.
Us guys have been around a while. We like to call this LAX Cat Coliseum.
Well, another face-off win for you-know-who. There he goes, face-off, get-off.
Yeah.
It's like the designated hitter in baseball.
Here's O'Keefe.
Actually, he's more like the closer in baseball.
Really?
You hit one inning, you're done.
I think he's the starter and the closer.
Yeah. He's been tremendous. Was
That was a good,
7 in a row?
That was good. Yeah, that was a good clear by O'Keefe, since nobody really attacked him.
Boston College, guns a-blazing after maybe a little bit of a slow start in this game. They pretty much doubled up the offensive scoring since they fell behind 1-0 early in the first quarter.
Well, again, Boston College is getting a little, I was about to say they're being patient, but threw that one away.
Hinks, the leading scorer in the game, 49 for Boston College, took that shot. "12 minutes regulation time. Tarquini. Well, strong defense there. Ben Callahan is checked back in, and he gave Tarquini all he could handle. As we're approaching the 11:30 mark here in quarter number 4. Now this deliberate offense here, they're slowing it down a bit, Coach. This is,
yeah.
I mean, you got a 4-point lead.
Four goal lead, and still plenty of time though. You don't want to start getting too overconfident at this point. He wants to shoot right here. Nope.
Facenda with a good poke stick there and poke check, and then that patience. Tarquini had a good look that time.
He did. He had a great opportunity.
So 11:09 as the clock starts back up. David Hicks, the senior, 6'2", 175-pounder.
It's a nice check there. Stopped him anyway.
Good hands by Harry, number 40 for Arizona. Almost you would say that was textbook. He's got a chance here to make a
great
stop.
Save. Tremendous save by Wyatt Hill.
And
tremendous.
Bonham was all over him.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he definitely started on him. That's Harry.
All right, checking back in. Peyton Boyd gets the clear.
A little slash on the knee there, but
get the call.
Get over it.
Arizona in the offensive half. Let's see if they settle in and can come up with a score. And then, well, an unforced error. Quinn Kerrigan loses it. Let's see if this is going to be a turnover.
That ground ball.
Well, the hot potato still.
Nice job by the defense.
And Mike Kim, the senior, long stick midfielder. Well, the two big players, I think, for this Boston College team has been O'Keefe and their face-off guy, Carney. I hope he's going to send the check. We have been bragging on him all night long.
I'm sorry to tell you, but I already got the cash.
You intercepted that.
Yeah, I wasn't waiting for a check.
.9:30 on the clock. It's 11-7, Boston College leading it here on our coverage of Arizona Wildcat lacrosse.
Should talk a little more about Louis D. Donatis, the Boston College coach in his second year. We did a little interview with him earlier, and he told me that, of course, first of all, he played at Grand Canyon University for 4 years. And so he's familiar with the layout down here. But he told me he's really enjoying coaching. It's a lot of hard work, watching videos, being on the phone, recruiting. Whoa, there's a yowza.
Challenged left, and the score belongs to Boston College senior attackman Spencer Bromley. He's got a couple here tonight.
Yeah, Bromley is a graduate student, transferred here after finishing his undergraduate work in McGill College. I believe I have that right, in Canada. And he's another guy that Coach told me that they really can't win without him. I mean, he's being a little dramatic about it, but he was trying to make a point about how important Spencer Bromley is to the team.
So 12-7 is the score. 9:02 left to go. Coming to you from the University of Arizona, Wildcat Lacrosse. Police helicopter flying over. You saw that bright light out in the middle of the field.
Everybody looked up, yeah.
And another face-off win. I believe this might be like 15 in a row. I lost count.
Yeah.
But then he turns it over. Carney, Arizona, quickly getting it into the offensive half, but they elect to slow it down here.
Yeah, that was Daniel Rodriguez, local guy,
who's
carrying the ball up the field.
He's played well in transition on several occasions here tonight, and of course he was a goalie, an outstanding goalie over at Sabino. Good opportunity here. No, broken up, and there's O'Keefe again.
Dropped it in O'Keefe's stick, basically.
O'Keefe, I was just getting ready to say, I think there's a magnet inside his face, because the ball just seems to just magnetically attracted to the Boston College goalie.
By the way, we should mention that we have a phenomenal crowd here. According to what the ticket takers told me, there are 12,356 people here.
We should have played at the big house tonight,
yeah,
since we had so many people.
Yeah, well, it was packed, standing room only. And if we would have had some video of the crowd, it would have been unbelievable. But now that part of the crowd's left, it's not quite as obvious that there were that many people.
.720 left to go here in regulation. Boston College two-man game out front. Seamus didn't like the opportunity there. Barry Baker stepping out. So you got the long stick out there against the attackman.
You know, the one thing that we haven't seen tonight is stalling calls by the officials. And here's a shot.
Not a very good one. And that one,
if that was a save or if it hit the pipe.
Well, Quinn has been pretty impressive here tonight, but or actually that was Hinks, and so turnover time. Arizona has it with 6.5 left to go here in the fourth, trailing by 5.
Yeah, it's time to get cranking up here, and whoa, baby.
And
oh, he's tripped. He's tripped. There you go. We got a call. That's Rodriguez again.
Well, we talked about the
and there's another flag. That's a second penalty, by the way. Unnecessary roughness, I would think.
So you're going to get a tripping penalty and unnecessary roughness. And a chance here maybe to score.
Yeah, also it was on 2 different players from Boston College. So when this thing gets moving into a man-up situation, it's going to be 6-on-4.
Let's see if the Cats can
Shooter.
do it. Shot too high, too bad.
There you go.
But as you said, it's going to be a double man-up situation here for Arizona. Sheridan and McFadden for Boston College, I think, are Hinks. One of the disadvantages that we have is that the scores table is on the opposite side of the field here. So
yeah, well, we'll get that straightened out for the future, where the announcer will make the announcements, the PA address. That will be very helpful. It's helpful for the fans. It's also important for penalties. We don't know what the penalty was, besides who was responsible.
Coach
See what
Donatus over there, he's barking at the officials.
Yeah, it's good to have energy as a coach. They are in a 3-3 formation. Shot in the goal, yowza!
Colton Lloyd is on the board.
Colton Lloyd, that's all he needed was to play against 4 guys instead of 6.
Now you said that, I didn't.
I know. Can you see the moon coming up over there?
A beautiful
moon over Tucson.
Harvest moon coming up over the mountains.
That's a good sign for the Cats or for the Wildcats here. The moon is shining on them right now.
So we're at full strength.
All even.
5:22. You didn't like my hockey terminology?
Maybe I missed it in the excitement.
I said full strength.
Oh, full strength.
That's usually a hockey
yeah.
term, but, you know,
I heard
you gotta
that, but I
mix it
just
up.
let it go with when you talk about points.
Face-off win again.
Yeah,
they have
that's a
won
good-
everyone. Here in the second half, Boston College behind Griffith Carney, the senior, 2-time All-American, and you can see why.
By the way, that was Barry Baker that was facing off for Arizona.
And Baker has had a nice game defensively. He prized that one loose with a good stick check there. I'll tell you, Baker, good hands. Excellent footwork, too. I mean, he's played a great game here tonight.
He has. We keep mentioning his name in Merriman.
And Exton Bassett is still out there.
Came out, yeah, he's still out there, which I'm really glad to see.
And he is.
I've known him since he was born.
And he's guarding Hinks, who's been the big scorer here tonight for Boston College. You got the hands free.
Shot,
and he shoots and scores.
Yowza!
Tarquini
Joe
makes it 13-8. Every time Arizona cuts into that 5-point lead, which is still the largest lead of the game,
right?
They cannot put back-to-back scores on the board.
Yeah, they can't get those big stops. And that was a nice shot, by the way, on the run by Tarquini. Joe? I know him as Joe. So that way I won't mess up his last name in case his mom is listening. Sorry, Mom.
All right, let's see if we can get a face-off win here. Well, they had to trip him up to do it. And it's another face-off win. 4 for 4 just here in the fourth quarter. Now, Arizona's got to get back here on defense.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Boston College right there was not up by 5 with only 4 minutes to go. They probably would have been very aggressive to the cage.
On that particular play.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. But smarts always wins out, and for us coaches anyway. Not that we have the smarts, but the players. We don't need a turnover at this point. No. 3.5 to go. 5 points. You got me saying points. 5 goals.
5 goals.
They need to start thinking about coming out and playing them, not letting them just toss the ball around.
And at this point, Arizona has nothing to lose.
Yeah, let's see what the call is here. Everybody's on top of each other. Looks like it's staying with
It's going to stay Boston College.
Yes.
Well, we're approaching the 3-minute mark here in quarter number 4. Well, I know it's been a 4 or 5 point lead for a good part of this game for Boston College. But it's been an entertaining game, and a game in which I know Arizona will have things that they need to work on. Of course, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, they're coming in. 7 starters are out. They are banged up, and they're going up against a team with the win last night against Arizona State, Coach, who was ranked 6th. Boston College, after this one, might be in the top 10.
Yeah, well, Arizona's heading out on spring. It's spring break here in Tucson, and Arizona's heading out to play Texas, University of Texas in Austin on Wednesday, and then there's another flag down, and then they're playing Oklahoma on Friday, I think, in Southlake, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas. So they get to see a little of Texas. There's a shot, goes wide, but Arizona was backing it up, and it's going to be white ball.
Yeah, we forgot to mention.
Did somebody change their mind? What's going on here? Nope.
I think they want to take it out here on the side. No.
Yeah, he put the ball down right there. Oh, now he didn't. I don't know what they're doing. But as long as they do, that's all that counts.
1:55 left to go. Fourth quarter action. Arizona trails by 5. And you're watching Arizona Wildcat Lacrosse. This is APN Sports.
Yeah, while we have a moment, I'd like to thank you, Jeff Lowery, and APN Sports for allowing me to join this broadcast. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. And, yeah, next time pay me, I'll come back.
How long are you going to be in town?
I ain't going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere. So
No.
you're going to be back next game.
If I'm invited, yeah.
You're
Is that an
invited.
official invitation?
Absolutely.
Don't forget, we got Jeff Cady sitting here. He's a witness. There you go.
Okay. We may have to bring another mic for Jeff over here.
Yeah, there you go. He'll be gone. He'll be gone by then.
Well, now Mitch, Mitch was supposed to do this, and he had to go back home to the great Northeast. So,
who is Mitch?
Mitch is a player that was going to help do the commentary.
Okay.
Outstanding player, but I think he tore his ACL. He's a senior this year, and so he was going to fill in. And but I don't know.
Well,
when the cat's away.
I'm available.
Or is it when the mice are away? I guess.
I think it's something like that.
But this has been a lot of fun, and it's great to stand next to somebody who knows the game as much as you have, and your contributions to lacrosse in Arizona. I mean, it's tremendous that this is not quote unquote a lacrosse state, but I think with the 3 ASU, GCU, Arizona, I think lacrosse is in good hands. I see a lot of movement, training, and teaching the younger players now with the Arizona Lacrosse League. I think in a couple of years, I think lacrosse is going to turn another corner in this state.
Well, I think we're getting there. We started in 1997 with 4 junior high schools, and the thinking there was if we have 4 junior high schools, when those kids go into high school, they're going to want to keep playing because we all know as players that this sport is addictive, and it's a healthy addiction compared to some of the other things that are going around.
Yeah.
And so the parents would get behind it at the high school level and make sure that they were playing, and that's exactly what happened. That was 1997, and now there's about 25 high schools in the state playing. And also, we don't want to forget
40.
NAU.
And NAU.
NAU.
My apologies to the Lumberjacks.
Those Lumberjacks will come at you hard if you don't take care of them.
Yes, they do. I know a few of them.
They carry a big stick.
45 seconds left to go. Right now, Boston College is playing a little keep away with a 13-8 lead. Bassett. And you got to like this. Now he's going to get hit for maybe a slash here. Let's see.
It's all right. As a coach, somebody's got to be trying to take that ball away.
But you got to love the effort.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it.
And it's good to see him out there. And maybe because he's had some injuries, maybe that's not the worst penalty to get him out of there in case he
at this
re-agitates.
point. Well, he didn't aggravated. Apparently, it was a hamstring, and hopefully he'll be ready to play on Wednesday in Texas, Austin, Texas, University of Texas.
Well, it's a good time to travel there.
And as we mentioned earlier, Boston College is going to play GCU, Grand Canyon University, Monday.
Monday, the #1 ranked team in the country and defending MCLA champions.
You know who you're going to have to watch out for right now is Utah. Utah is extremely impressive as they're playing their last year in the MCLA before they go Division I.
Well, that's going to do it. The zeros are on the board, and the final score visiting Boston College, winning the first of, well, they have won 2 of the first 3 games they are playing here in Arizona. As we said, they'll be playing the defending national champions Grand Canyon University on Monday. They beat ASU last night, and they come down here into the old Pueblo, Tucson, Arizona, and win it 13-8. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll be back to wrap things up in just a moment. Welcome back to Sitton Field here on the campus of the University of Arizona. A 13-8 victory for visiting Boston College. They go to 4-2 while Arizona drops for the second time under the 500 mark in 2018 to 2 wins and 3 losses. Quinn, Hanks, big offensive nights for them. Just really a total team effort for Boston College. I mean, their defense, you give up 8 points. They were tremendous. O'Keefe and I don't know what else you could say about Griffin Carney.
Well, I think that Carney was magnificent and probably raised his 78% point something to something bigger.
Maybe over 80.
But the guys that we knew were going to be factors in this game were factors. There were no real surprises. Hinks, Bromley, and O'Keefe had a good game when he was challenged. And then they played as a team, moved the ball around, and I thought they were very successful. And they can only get better as time goes on. But they'll get tested on Monday by the Lopes, but in the meantime, they've got a day of rest and a day to recuperate and a day maybe to be in the sunshine a little bit. So they go back to Boston, if they can get back to Boston, with their tan, with a little color, and make everybody jealous. And I told the coach in an interview that we did that I suggested that, sometimes when players come out here from the East, they kind of start talking to the Arizona people about transferring. Because once that sun hits you, and they hear they're talking to the family at home, they're going, yeah, we can't get the garage, we can't even get the car, we can't even open the garage door. And so, of course, I'm kidding, but you never know. Yeah, totally. 100%, right?
Well, and the other thing is I thought Boston College defense was so good here tonight, played so well here tonight. No one on Arizona, there was no one with, 3 or 4 goals. I mean, it was really a tough time for this offense, and they've got a lot to work on going into, the big road trip coming up over spring break. So,
yeah. But again, I'm sorry, I did see some really good play by guys like Jaden, who stepped up. He was playing midfield for Alex Moen, who Alex had broken his ankle and is gone for the season, and a very significant player. He's really the biggest Dodger on the team. And but Jaden, I thought, did a very good job, and he looks like he'll be a great future addition to the team.
And Daniel Rodriguez
clearing everything.
Parents are right here in front of us, by the way.
The Rodriguezes are here. Yeah, they're here. We're talking about how great your son was. Yeah, oh yeah, he was.
Mr. Rodriguez.
He was definitely when we used to play with him, he was a goalie, as you've mentioned a couple of times today.
Well, our final score here tonight, 13-8 again. Arizona drops to 2-3. There's Mr. Rodriguez on the left-hand side with the red coat. And we'd like to remind you, as Arizona drops to 2-3 by way of record, that we will repost the first half of tonight's game with audio, hopefully. We had some technical difficulties in that first half. So if you want to watch this again, give us a try at APN Video, and you'll see all of the Arizona Lacrosse League. Or you can go to the Arizona Lacrosse League, Arizona Lacrosse YouTube page. Arizona Lacrosse, produced by APN Video. So, Mickey, thanks so much.
Okay, Jeff.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you, buddy.
All
it's
right.
Nice to shake your hand.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing you or hearing you again, and just keep up the good work, and you're doing great stuff for the sport of lacrosse here in Arizona.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And thanks, JB, for his help tonight. Ron Rentrope. I'm Jeff Lowery with APNvideo.com saying so long from the Old Pueblo.
Adios.